All right, well, welcome to another episode of the Independent Wrestling Shootout here on the JTR Podcast Network. This is Mark Redmond coming to you from the Noodles position in Champaign, Illinois, and I'm joined by, wait a minute, you're not Menders. That's Dickie Wabash from the Mad Bass Wrestling. He's slid into the co-host chair today because Menders is on vacation. She's in sunny Florida, and yeah, she needed a break from me, I guess.
So you tell me, who's really winning here? Who's really winning? You know, I would rather be here with you than on the beach in Florida. Just saying.
That's true. I mean, there's seagulls. I mean, there's the chance for sunburn. It's kind of a crapshoot.
And bald gentlemen such as ourselves, we understand what that sunburn can do.
I don't keep in the sun well, so I do
Neither
better.
Do I?
Yeah. Well, Dickie, it's not just you. We are joined by our friend Ace ring announcer Jeremy Hamilton.
One of my favorite human beings walking the face of this earth.
Good evening, gentlemen.
I didn't think you could look any better than the tuxedo, but there you are with the Jumping the Rail T-shirt on. So,
yeah, it's some of my finest attire. I'm proud to wear it.
All right, so we have a lot of wrestling to talk about. Basically, pinpointed into the Danville, Illinois area this weekend.
Zeroed in, boom, right in Danville.
Saturday night we got Dickie. You got Mad Bash Wrestling along with New Version, and
yes,
then
sir.
Sunday All Vermilion Wrestling, which I'm actually going to be doing commentary on. So we got a lot to talk about there. And yeah, but first I want to kind of get a little background because I don't know how many of our regulars know a whole lot about you, both of you, but since this is an independent-based show, I'll just ask, how did you get into the indie wrestling scene? Dickie, we'll start with you.
In July, it'll be 13 years. I received a message from my now business partner, Michael Madrox. He told me, he's like, hey, we're going to be doing these tryouts at a local indie show that was in my hometown. Do you want to come? And I was like, I don't want to be a wrestler, but I'll fill whatever role you need. That night, the ring announcer just so happened to double book himself. He couldn't be on the show. And they said, hey, we need a ring announcer. And I immediately said no and panicked. And then I realized, no, you know what? Here's your opportunity. Take it, do the ring announcing. And then I blinked and here we are now.
This just flies by, doesn't it?
Crazy.
Now you've got a social media juggernaut with Mad Bash Studios. You got spot shows, you got paid shows, you got redline shows.
So many different irons in the fire, you know what I mean?
As of yesterday, you've got Bash the Rail, which is our
we made that announcement yesterday. We also made another really big announcement that I'm going to throw the cheap plug in there right now. You guys are going to want to check out the Spot Show podcast tomorrow because there's a pretty big announcement that we made together about a future Bash the Rail collaboration that I think is going to be really solid.
Would you call it a simulcast? Because we haven't decided if Urine is going to be live or not.
I would say that it's a simulcast. I think that's fair. Fair.
I was going to say, I think I have a way to figure out how we can do that pretty easily here on the StreamYard. But, well, I'll have to touch base with you to get details on that.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Jeremy, how did you get into wrestling? Specifically,
it was just a few years back, actually, about 3 years ago. I'd had the honor of working with JC Carnage and the great Bo Sawyer. And then when JC Carnage decided he was going to start up Envision Wrestling, I caught wind of that. And I told Bo Sawyer, I said, I got to be that ring announcer. I got to be in there. I got to help these guys out. And I wanted to give it a shot. So, I took that one show and the rest is history. I've gone into different promotions from there and just spread my wings.
Yeah. Now, I have to ask, did you have the tuxedo before you got into ring announcing, or was
No, I got it specifically for ring announcing, yeah.
There you go. Because you're a pro.
I appreciate that.
And you're wise. You don't wear it on the outdoor shows at the 210 because it might get a little toasty out there.
Oh yeah, it sure does. Being out in the black in the sun, in the middle of that ring, yeah, it gets real toasty.
Yeah, I did my first commentary there last month, and they didn't have the stage set up, so I was basically right out in the like on the outside of the ring, like in the sun. And it was a little toasty out there. But I
Yeah,
think
that stage makes a huge difference at those shows.
yeah, I think it's up now. So next show they have the 210, they'll have the stage set up. But
Awesome.
yeah, it's kind of a trial by fire thing. It was a lot of fun though. I'm looking forward to doing it again on Sunday. So we should get into it. First thing we'll talk about Saturday at the Wiener Works in Danville.
Wiener Works.
There it is. Look at that lovely graphic.
That's a nice graphic. The Blue
Man,
Album.
I can't imagine who was all about that. That doesn't say Dickie Wabash. Nothing does.
You
No.
mean the lifelong Weezer fan named a show after their best album?
So does
I
that
just
mean?
wonder if the next show is going to be Pinkerton.
I was going to say the same thing.
That's okay. Let's go down this road because I actually have considered doing Pinkerton, the Green Album. Yeah, whenever we get
seasonal albums,
but here's the problem: if we get to Mad Bash Wrestling Presents Hurley, I'm going to need everyone to just kind of stop because I don't think Mad Bash Wrestling Ratitude. Come on, let's go, man.
can we find a luchador named El Scorcho?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
watching Grunge leg drop New Jack through a press table. Then my heart stopped listening to Cho Cho San. Fall in love all over again, brother. I know it all.
Oh goodness. Yeah, my brother was big into Weezer back in when they first came out, so he got me into it also.
I love it. Love it.
All right, so you said on the flyer we got some of the regulars from the Mad Bash universe here.
Yes.
That are going to be there. But there's one notable difference here. That guy third from the left with the belt around his shoulder, it's not going to quite be the same Colby Jack that we see most of the time.
Yeah, so the announcement was made. Colby Jack will be taking his Mad Cow persona going into his rematch against Jason Levi. There you see it. No disqualification match, Mad Bash Wrestling Championship, which, by the way, quick shout out to Colby Jack, currently your longest reigning Mad Bash Wrestling champion. Clocking in at this point over 120 days, I believe. Saturday was 217. So you do the math on that one on where he's at. This is going to be a good one, man. Colby, that Mad Cow, he's only been the Mad Cow once. Jeremy, you were in the building when he was the Mad Cow. There's just a different aura that comes off of Colby Jack, and it's definitely something.
So this is kind of his Kishin Liger for the New Japan.
Kishin Liger is a good way to put it. Demon Balor,
just unhinged.
Unhinged, yeah, a completely unhinged side of Colby Jack. And what's funny about it is that earlier this year in March, Shank Barzini tried to get the Mad Cow out of Colby, and Colby didn't do it. He said, can't do it. Shank straight up refused to wrestle him. He said, fine, I just won't wrestle you. And then Colby Jack had a really good match against Avery Hertz at Elite Pro Wrestling. Incredible match. Really, I love Avery Hertz. He's someone that I really want to work with more in the future. And then, for those of you that were at level 4 in April, Jason Levi had a pretty vicious attack on Colby Jack, and it awoke the Mad Cow. So this is going to be an interesting one for sure.
It's going to be a brutal match. Jason Levi doesn't realize what he's got himself into.
I don't think he does, because he's even been on social media being like, oh, what's the big deal? You're about to find out.
Is he still in possession of the Mad Bash Wrestling Championship belt?
He is. I've tried to get it back from him. He's got his greasy little fingers on it. He's walking around saying possession's 9/10 of the law, saying that he's the champion. But now the record books state Colby Jack is in fact still the Mad Bash Wrestling champion. It's a bit of a shame that Colby couldn't have the belt with him when he broke the record for the longest reigning. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Well, if Minders was here, speaking of law, she would be invoking Minders' law, which is if you touch the belt before the match, it's bad luck. And Jason's been doing a lot of touching on that belt in the last month or so that he's had it?
It's been about a month and a half. Yeah, April 13th was the show, and he's had it since.
Okay. So yeah, and Jason, he's not one to sneeze at in these no DQ matches, but it's like you said, when Colby busts out Mad Cow, it's a whole different ball game.
It's a different animal, pun intended.
Unintended. All right. Another match we got number one contendership for the Mad Bash Championship. Dalton Davis and Devontae Knox, and these are two of our favorites here on the Shootout. Devontae's been on several times.
He's the best.
Oh, he's so good. And
it's not to take away from Dalton either. I think that a lot of people look at this and they drop that D word, dream match.
I hate that term. It's gotten bastardized.
I know it has, but I mean, man, look at this. We got Dalton Davis, Devontae Knox, the first time they've ever faced off one-on-one. They've had tag matches. You know, they've faced off against each other in tag matches, but never one-on-one.
That's the old DC Black days, right?
It was DC Black,
Devontae and Chris.
Back in the day, yeah.
That's a whole lot of skill in one match right there. It's going to be a barn burner.
Yeah. On paper, it looks like it'd be a clash of styles, but Devontae can brawl just as well as he can fly and technical wrestling because he can throw down when he has to.
But you can say the same for
Dalton.
Dalton.
How tough Devontae is.
Yeah.
Let's go with Devontae. I mean, I've seen him getting some, lay in a few shots and had a few shots laid in on him, but not to take away from Dalton either. He's got that hybrid style of where he can pretty much adapt to whatever he needs to. He's definitely going to need to adapt for Devontae, and I think Devontae's going to have to adapt for Dalton as well.
Yeah, that's going to be a really cool match. And yeah, it's like I said, it's number one contendership, so the winner of that's going to get whoever wins Mad Cow and Levi. So
yeah, that's going to be either way you slice that. That's going to be a good one.
Look who's in the chat.
Hey, you're supposed to be on vacation. You're supposed to be on vacation, Menders. What are you doing?
This is a vacation, rubbing us.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I want to go back a little bit to what you were talking about with Jason Levi with his in this no DQ match. I just said that any way you slice this number one contenders match, then that definitely is going to be a solid one. Dalton Davis and Jason Levi have wrestled each other so many times at this point. They could fall asleep in the middle of the ring and just have a match. Like, that's what it is. So if Jason Levi is to walk away with the Mad Bash title for real this time, and Dalton Davis wins that number one contenders match, we're going to see an absolute banger because those two know each other so well.
Yeah. Menders says, on my way home from the casino.
See, my gamble was agreeing to do this podcast with Jeremy Hamilton.
That's true.
That's a big gamble.
I'm joking, brother. Hey, you want to talk about this real quick? I want to throw this out there, Reb. You were talking about how you were just starting to get into commentary. Old Germ has started getting into commentary a little bit too. He did.
That's what I've heard.
He did some commentary with me on Redline that's going to be coming out this Friday for the public. And I got to say, I feel like a proud papa right now. Two guys that are starting to break into the commentary game. And I feel like I'm taking you both under my wings.
Yeah. So
I feel like a nice warm egg.
Is Redline like your version of Explosion?
Essentially. So what we do with these is we take our shows and then we just turn them into Redline. That's one way to digest the shows for everyone that wasn't there live.
I got you. So if you don't get to see the matches, you got them on your Patreon.
You'll end up getting them first on Patreon early, and then you get them to the public. Yes.
Gotcha. Very nice. We unfortunately we do have a card subject to change moment on this one. Originally, Zach Abstract was supposed to defend the Baja Invitational Championship and against Kenny Calix, but unfortunately, it looks like scheduling kind of reared its ugly head. So you had to make a change.
We did. We did. We scrambled. We found, I think, a worthy replacement. And so I am here. This is first time that we've said this to the public.
Oh, hang on. Wait.
All right. Let's go with this. So, yeah, sadly, the Baja World Champion, Zach Abstract, can't make it to the show. Kenny Cowlix was supposed to challenge him for the title, but I feel like this match is going to have implications for the future of what the contendership for the Baja World title means. So, Kenny Cowlix will now be facing both of these guys are making their Mad Bash Wrestling debuts. Kenny Cowlix will be facing Quest Parker now. And that is going to be an interesting one. I'm curious to see how this one plays out.
Yeah. Can I just say that the editing is seamless on the graphic there?
Oh, definitely didn't throw it together in 5 minutes.
It helps when duct tape is involved, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Duct tape and Sharpie.
Yeah.
And the big void stamp is a nice touch also. But no, Quest, I don't know how much you've seen of Quest, Dickie. He's fun to watch. He's got that high flying style, but he can throw down too. And him and Kenny I've seen them have a few matches in 0-1, specifically on Thursday nights, and that's going to be a good one, I think.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. This is a sight unseen. Sadly, I've never seen Quest Parker work, but I've seen Kenny Cowlix work. Quest Parker comes with a few recommendations, so let's go. Yeah. First time that these two are going to be facing off in Mad Bash Wrestling.
Yeah. I've made her mad.
It's not hard to do.
No. Yeah, she doesn't like when I put that picture up in the corner of Keith Smith Jr. from PWE sitting in her lap at one of the shows. That's all right. I got it. Here we go. I got that picture there. Right up in the corner there. There we go. See, I can do this because she's like 1,000 miles away. She can't get to me.
She just left the casino. Who knows what she's up to?
Maybe she hit it big. I don't know.
Hey, maybe. Hey, if she wants to put a little some shekels into the Jumping the Rail bank account, then not a lot of people are afraid to push Minder's buttons. I relish it. I enjoy it. All right. Another match we got, and this one I think could I don't want to use the word steal the show because all these matches are great that you got booked here, Dickie. But
thank you.
Our buddy Kid Riot taking on Oliver Kane.
Man, this is one that is the most interesting match. She didn't hit at the casino. Rip. This is one that I think on paper, you look at it and you go, huh? But Kid Riot actually approached me and wanted this match. He said, I want to wrestle Oliver. He said, I've never touched him in the ring. I've never been, whether it be Battle Royal, multi-man, definitely not one-on-one. He's excited for this. I've actually got a few words from Kid Riot that you will be seeing on the Mad Bash page tomorrow. And he's got some pretty good things to say about Oliver. This is going to be an exciting one, man. This is going to be one that is going to surprise a lot of people.
Considering these two guys are both veterans, I'm surprised that they haven't had any ring time together.
I said it on Spot Show that whenever you're around as long as someone like Oliver, it's very rare to hear first time ever. And I feel like that Mad Bash Wrestling, we tend to excel at first time ever. First time ever, Dalton Davis versus Chris O'Brien. First time ever, Dalton Davis versus Devontae Knox. First time ever, Oliver versus Kid Riot. All of that. So that's something that we really try to point out, like try to get all these first time matchups.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the 4 matches that I saw on your page. Is there anything that I'm missing that you've got coming up on Saturday?
Nope, those are pretty much what we got going. Just those 4 matches.
Okay, well
just those 4 matches, man. Those are all bangers.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
I'm looking forward to all of them. It's hard to pick which one I'm looking the most forward to. But I'm excited for all of them.
Yeah. Now, this is going to be the back half of the doubleheader on Saturday, right?
Yes. We will be getting the second half of the Danville double feature.
Okay. Well, we might as well talk about the first half, which is New Version Wrestling Proving Ground. Again, all the details are the same: address, time, date, and all that stuff. But
Wiener Works.
yes. Now, I remember the original Wiener Works on Vermilion Street in Danville, but I've never been to the new one.
I have never, as for someone that's not from the Danville area, I was like, Wiener Works, what is this all about? But it sounds like I've seen pictures. This is going to be a pretty solid venue for a wrestling show.
Yeah. It was always a good hot dog joint when we were kids. You go get a foot-long chili dog or just a regular,
That's what I'm talking about. This is going to be some of the best concessions you'll have at an independent wrestling show, right?
There you go.
Yeah,
professional concessions.
Although the
foot-long chili dog
is that though.
Foot-long chili dog might be zeroed in on because I do be loving me a good chili dog.
I would suggest maybe not before you go on.
I got to film the show, brother.
That's right. All right, so I've got 3 events here for the AVW show. Number 1, we have an open challenge. The champ, Clayton Clark, is going to be defending the NVW championship, but we don't know his opponent yet.
No, I don't even think anyone knows. I mean, it's going to be an open challenge, so we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah. Those are always tricky. I worry about the champs in those challenges because you never know when some 6'8", 400-pound guy is just going to come walking out of the audience.
Well, look at the Honky Tonk Man.
Yeah.
SummerSlam 88, you got the Ultimate Warrior out of nowhere.
So I think we can confirm that the Ultimate Warrior is going to be answering Clayton Clark's open challenge. I think that's breaking news. He's not really gone.
Oh, my goodness. All right. We have a tag team match lined up. Depravity, who also, for the record, the AVW tag team champions, but they are in New Version, and they're taking on Adam Black and a mystery partner from the looks of it here.
Mm-hmm. Got a lot of mystery going into Proving Ground here.
Mm-hmm. Talk a little bit Adam Black. I'm not real familiar with him.
I'm not too familiar with him either. So the first time I ever saw him was at level 4. He wrestled against the surprising return of Spencer Wallace. Spencer Wallace made his surprise return. And, what set up this match is the Temple of Basil and Depravity. They decided that it was time to, they felt that they were being slighted, not being booked on the card. So they felt the need to poke their nose in the match, and the match got thrown out. But the little bit I saw of Adam Black, I mean, he's good and pissed off. So we'll see what he can bring to the table and who he brings to the table.
Right. Yeah. That's the big question is who. Yeah, I've seen Depravity a few times, mostly in AVW. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like those monster tag teams like that. They're fun to watch.
Those two are just chaos.
Yes.
Yeah, you never know what they're going to pull out of the bag.
Oh, Menders, I've talked about me messing with her. I enjoy it way too much, but she'll get me back. I have no doubt. She's still mad that I'm got her to wear a Joey O'Reilly cowboy hat on the podcast a few weeks ago because she lost a bet.
We're still hearing about that. Come on.
Hey, I don't get a lot of wins, man. So, hey, if I'd lost, I was. Yeah. Hey, if I had lost, I would have had to color my beard red for an episode.
So who really is winning? I mean, I think they're really, no matter where you live, there's winners all over the place. That's I'm going to steal an old Michael Madrox adage. You know who the real winner is? The fans.
That's right. All right. Last match that I saw announced for the New Version half on Saturday is Stetson Winners versus Michael Camino with Kota Comillo. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
I've worked with him for 2 years, and I still always mess his name up. I think it's Comillo is how he officially pronounces it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of a rematch from level 4. We saw it flipped. It was Kota versus Stetson, and now it's going to be his tag partner versus Stetson. So we'll see how that plays out.
Real quick, Menders, did you bring the hat with you to Florida?
to throw it into the ocean. Yes.
Well, I was gonna say, if she's on the beach, you need something to keep the sun off of you. But that's neither here nor there.
I love it.
Stetson's a busy guy because he's actually going to be wrestling on Sunday also for AVW.
Yeah, it's a big double shot weekend for a lot of the Dreamers.
Yeah, I think everybody's relieved that they're not doing both shows on the same day this time.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of running.
Yeah, so's my wallet.
All right. I do want to get into what AVW's got. I just need to bring up the card here. And where is it? I know I had it here. Oh wait, here it is. Okay, so we've got a three-way match: Zay Gates versus David Light versus Zach Nova. I know you guys know David. He was Chris Cutler's tag team partner.
Yeah, they are. We are. What?
We are us. Is that
them.
right?
Yeah, them. Those guys.
The guys with the would freeze the audience.
Yeah, those two guys, whoever they are. Yeah.
Zay Gates just lost that No Limits championship at the last show, so I'm curious where his head's going to be at for this one.
Yeah, he's got to come out and do something big, put himself back into some sort of title contention.
Yeah, because Zach Nova's sitting on a title shot for that No Limits title already. He's it's just a matter of when he's going to get it. Let's see here. Okay, this could be interesting. Mike Noble versus Joey O'Reilly. Seems like
Mike
Noble's
looking
kind
for
of
some respect. I don't think he's going to get it there.
Yeah, it seems like Noble's calling the shot. He wants to take on the best. So he got Joey, and I've always put Joey over as being one of the best in this area for a while.
I mean, he's one of the stalwarts of this area. You know, I think Joey's the last of the dying breed of I think you look at and forgive me because I'm probably going to forget maybe a couple of people, but I mean, you look, there's Christian Rose, Joey O'Reilly, Cobra, and Carrot. I would say those are the last stalwarts of my generation of when I first got in. Because whenever I was when I was first getting in, they were all kind of on the up, starting their upwards trajectory. So it's really cool to see the old heads are still around a little bit.
Yeah, I might throw Cardini in there also, Jared Allen, when he was up, but he's I think I don't know if he's retired, but he is taking time away for now. Next match we have, speaking of Stetson winners, Stetson and Mikhail Murphy, Vermilion County's Most Wanted, taking on Cold Hard Cash, which I believe is Christian Cash and Rico Jones, if I'm not mistaken.
Cash and Rico, man, that's going to be a fun one to watch.
Yeah,
I like when Rico gets to flipping around the ring the way he does. You never know what's going to come out of that guy.
Yeah, and those two beat Kid Riot, and I'm trying to remember off the top of my head who his partner was last month. I can't remember for the life of me. Cecil's going to kill me because I was there. I called the match and I can't remember who it was.
How can you not remember, buddy?
All right. Let's see here. By the way, we're not doing picks on any of this stuff because, Dickie, you got a vested interest in the Saturday show. I have to keep my impartiality on the
we actually did pick'ems for the show on Spot Show. You'll be hearing that tomorrow.
Chris Gates, thank you, Menders.
So I gave my opinions on who I think's going to win, but again, I'm a little bit I didn't want to seem like I was playing any favorites with any of it. And I actually made some bold predictions for the show on Spot Show.
Menders is accusing us of doing our best Michael Madrox impression. There's a dead air, gotta love it.
Somewhere Michael Madrox is smiling, the one-legged bastard.
Oh, and so you got to take a shot at Joey because we talked about Noble. He says to him, why is he wrestling Joey? So
I'm sorry, I was told that Menders wasn't going to be on this show, and that's why I'm here because she sure seems.
It's the ghost of Menders. You can't get rid of her.
I love it. Love you, Menders. Oh, God, he did it again.
I did it again. Well, she's going to be making comments. We got to have at least have her face in some form or fashion in the corner there.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, we have a 5-way ladder match for the key to the 210 championship that Jackson Morgan gave up for his title shot. And let me see if I can find the actual match, because the notes that Cecil sent me, it just says 5-way ladder match. It's I know B.A. Malkin's making his debut on this one.
Hell of a way to
If you
debut.
want to. You got B.A. Malkin, Theo White, Tyler Scott, T.Y. Ice, Elijah Eros, and Chris Gates.
Okay. Yeah, I remember most of those. Yeah, a lot of big guys in a ladder match, so that can be interesting.
That can't be bad. That probably won't end poorly.
I have images of Kofi Kingston using the ladder's stilts with Mark Henry holding it in place.
Oh, that's a classic one. Yeah, that's a classic one.
All right.
Don't break the ladder, guys. We only have 2.
They don't even. They're at the skate land. I don't think they're going to need that high of a ladder, because it's a. I don't think it's that tall of a building.
Oh, they've got room in there for
they got
at least a good 10-footer.
It's a different
Carnage.
Again, showing my age. This is a different skate land than the one I used to go to when I was a kid. They've moved it, but so this is.
I hear the mozzarella sticks at the skate land are really good.
Oh, I believe I'll be the judge of that. I do like me some good mozzarella sticks. All right, No Limits Championship. Kenneth James' first title defense, taking on Nerd. I always get the name wrong. Nelson Edwin Robert Doolittle V. Is that right?
I'm unfamiliar. Yeah, I've heard the name before.
I've seen it once.
He's given up a big size advantage on this one.
Yes, he is.
Nerd is about 85 pounds soaking wet, and then you got Kenny James.
Yeah, he's gonna
full of twisted tea. That's for sure.
It's a David versus Goliath. Yeah, that's an interesting one to you get fed someone that's like half your size for your first title defense. That probably gets in your head and thinks that they're all going to be that. Well, I'm not trying to take away from it. It may not be easy. He may give him a hell of a fight. Who knows?
Yeah. So we have another match that this might be impacted by Saturday, because Jason Levi is taking on Brody Bodkins.
So yeah, let's see how
the Mad Cow.
Let's see if Jason Levi can survive the Mad Cow. Yeah, who knows? Jason Levi might be coming into that show Mad Bash champion. Who knows? I mean,
who knows?
You never know. And then if Brody Bodkins can beat the hypothetical Jason, that would put him in. I mean, there's a lot of different avenues that are going on, a lot of different outcomes for what could happen with this. A lot of
one of the things
ramifications.
One of the things you got to consider, though, is whether win or lose or draw, he's getting into the ring with a bull.
Yeah.
And he's got to wake up Sunday morning and do it again with a freight train.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So it's going to be a long weekend for that man.
That's going to be a long weekend for Jason Levi. Absolutely.
I do need to talk about that tag match, Cole Hard Cash and BC's Most Wanted. It is a wild card spot in the AVW Double Down tournament. So that should
big stakes on that one.
Yeah. Then our main event is actually a triple threat for the AVW Heavyweight Championship. The Cobra making his first defense. He's got Jackson Morgan, who we mentioned gave up the key to the 210 for his title shot, and then Limbo also. So we saw what happened after the main event last show when after Kara lost, Limbo put him down with that Sleeping Beauty knee strike, and he's been doing a lot of talking since then, kind of calling his shot, and he wants that title.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the Cobra in there standing between those two giants.
Yeah, but
honestly, I feel sorry for those two guys standing there with Cobra. Cobra's a straight up killer. Like Cobra is. Yeah, Cobra is a certified assassin. So let's see how that plays out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get you guys out there, right?
Oh, thank you, Menders. Cobra just won that belt. It's going to take an army to take it off of him this early, I think. But
yeah, for sure. First title defense, though, 3-way. That's a tough one.
Yeah. And especially since whoever wins that ladder match, they're going to be keeping an eye on that one also.
Oh, absolutely.
That's we got a 7-match card for Sunday. I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna. I think she was just trying to get you to do the voice.
Okay, so it's a staple. Every time I'm on a JTR production, I have to do the Heyman voice.
It's true, especially with all the ECW stuff you've done with us, on the Extreme FN review.
I am the ECW guy.
Yeah, I was going to see if you wanted to do an episode of that with us since Menders isn't here to record one, but you've done like 5 podcasts in the last 2 days. I'm not gonna put you through it. I
don't even want to hear the word podcast after today, to be fair.
Come on, Dickie, you got one more in you.
I gotta beat Claire Obscure Expedition 33, damn it. It's game of the year and I haven't beat it yet.
You got all summer. You'll be all right.
I'm so dumb with video games. I tried Red Dead Redemption and I couldn't steal a horse like the first mission, and it's like, yeah, I'm out. I can't do it.
Wouldn't make it in the West is a terrible horse thief, that's for sure.
Well, not with a controller. If I was actually just there, I think I might be okay.
I think I'd probably be screwed even more if I was there. Especially I'd be all nervous trying to jump on a horse and that thing starts moving around. I'm done. Yeah.
So for those of you that may not be familiar with me, hi, I'm Dickie Wabash. I have crippling depression and I'm lonely. So I stay home a lot, and I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and I watched one the other day of which time period would be the worst one to time travel to. And I definitely think the Wild West, for me personally, I would be destroyed. Do you guys have dude wipes here? I need to go to the bathroom. That would be the first one that would hit me. I feel like Reb asks me to do this stuff because it's like, we got to stay regimented. Then I come on here and I just go, no, we're going to talk about this. And I just like kick my way into the studio. I'll kick the pillars in.
Every show's a paid show with Dickie Wabash. But yeah, you had to mention dude wipes. But that just makes me picture like if they remade Back to the Future 3 when Marty landed in the Old West and he had his Nikes on.
Mm-hmm.
I could picture having some. If it was today, he'd have dude wipes or something with him.
I love it.
The Cowboys try to pronounce it. Day wipes.
Whips.
Those weird moccasins you're wearing. All right. Well,
hell of a weekend in Danville for wrestling, though, fellas. I'm really excited.
Really
this is just in general. This is a fun time for independent wrestling. I think there's a lot of fun stuff going on. You know, we've got Mad Bash Studios and Mad Bash Wrestling. We're on the up right now, trying to get our footing with it. You got the stalwart of NVW. They're still trying to, kind of get that next breakthrough. Then you got AVW, and they're definitely starting to make some waves too. So it's, if you love professional wrestling and you're not in Danville, Illinois this weekend, you are missing out. Let's just put it that way. Simply put.
Yeah.
Perfectly put.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
And then on top of all that, then you got all the stuff going on in all the other companies. Like you do a lot with Elite Pro Wrestling, Dickie.
Yeah, that's our. So does Jeremy. That Elite Pro is kind of our home away from home. Elite Pro Wrestling is what got me back into wrestling when I left the business for a while. Have all the love in the world for them. They've got a show coming up. Help me out, Jeremy. When is that show? June 21st. Yep. Cyber Hex is the name of the show. That's going to be a really good one. If people have not watched Elite Pro Wrestling, you're missing out, I think, on a dark horse of independent wrestling in the Midwest. Really, a lot of the same talent that you see at some of these places, like a Clayton Clark, a Dalton Davis, Colby Jack is there, Kendall Fire. Their current champion is Yes, exactly. Avery pops in from time to time. Jared Savage, which is the list goes on and on and on. I know I'm forgetting people, and you got Draco Del Muerto, you got the Scorned, you got just a stacked roster of people that I think a lot of people sleep on EPW, and I think they need to wake up and really check out what they got going on.
Yeah, they're ones that I've been wanting to get down to check out, but I just haven't had the chance to yet. But
No, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, you'd feel right at home at EPW.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. Jeremy, where else can we find you on the indie scene?
Other than the EPW show that Dickie mentioned and the two this weekend, my next one after that will be July 5th back in West Terre Haute for Hybrid.
All right. Is that going to be at West Vigo or is it going to be at Stride?
I think that was going to be at West Terre Haute.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I'll have to double check that.
Cool. Fun holiday weekend show. That should be a good time. Then
good long weekend.
Yeah.
Get your hot dogs out and some fireworks. We'll have a blast.
Heck yeah. All right. So yeah, this is where Menders comes in handy because she rambles here and there. But this is the first time we've had less than 4 indie shows to talk about in one episode. Like going into or coming out of one. So
brother, throw me a topic. I'm a man that loves to spin a yarn. Let's go. I will break down the entire history of Mad Bash Wrestling if you want me to right now. I don't care.
I say let's do it. Because I think there's a lot of, maybe not like a horribly long-winded version, but I think there's a lot of people out in our group that don't know a whole lot about Mad Bash.
Okay. I feel like a shill now. Like I was just kind of joking, but I kind of feel like I
on the spot there, Dickie. Go for it.
I did. So yeah. Well, you can't talk about Mad Bash Wrestling without talking about Mad Bash Studios proper, which is the parent company. Mad Bash Studios was, of course, started by Michael Madrox and I in 2023. Started with the Spot Show podcast, and then we quickly branched out and started our wrestling division. The first ever wrestling match that we ever put on was the returning Shank Barzini versus Dalton Davis, which to this day is one of my top 5 Mad Bash wrestling matches. It was so good. Jeremy, you were there for that.
Oh my God. It was great, dude.
Yeah, it was so good.
I would say one of my top 10 matches, period.
It was solid. And
it was just awesome.
We talk about the dream match, that we hate so much, but like for Dalton Davis, that was a dream match. That was, Shank Barzini for all intents and purposes was Dunsky and he didn't want to be back. And then, Dalton called him out and he came back. So yeah, that all started from there. And then, the ball got rolling. We have the Mad Bash Wrestling Championship now. We're starting to actually put on our own shows now. We're very much the definition of independent. We just started off as just 2 guys, and then I got to give Jeremy a shout out. Jeremy helps us with a lot of stuff behind the scenes. Clayton Clark helps us. Dalton Davis helps us. Oliver Kane helps us. Simply put, I don't think that there would be a Mad Bash Wrestling without the support of these guys. Madrox and I are only 2 guys, and Mad Bash Wrestling, I think you give it a couple of years or so, people are, right now we're still very young, but I think people are really gonna be talking very highly of us and being like, "Oh, like get in on the ground floor now, guys," is what I'm saying. Get in on the ground floor now because we're on the cusp of something big.
Yeah.
And one of the things you got to consider too is it's not just Mad Bash Wrestling and Mad Bash Studios. He's got a whole production company supporting all of this.
Yeah.
Mad Bash Productions he's got going on. So all the editing and all the graphics that you see are coming from Dickie's mind anyway. So
yeah, we really are multifaceted here. Yeah, Mad Bash Studios is of course the parent company, and then under that we've got Mad Bash Films, we've got Mischievous Rabbit, which is our video production. Then we've got Mad Bash Wrestling. Dude, it's so many. It's just simply started as let's go do commentary at Elite Pro Wrestling. And that was the only thing we were going to do. And then now here I am, my 4th podcast in 24 hours. So
Third,
that's
third one with me.
Third one with you. Yeah. Yeah. And it's tiring, man, but it's definitely worth it. It's very rewarding. Very rewarding.
Yeah. I think
What
it's
happens when you decide to build an empire? It just grows.
You're a mogul.
Try to be.
Yeah. Well, I think it's safe to say Mad Bash is kind of the sister podcast to the Jumping the Rail Podcast Network.
Yeah, that's fair to say that we're like the sister brands, you know what I mean? Now we got Bash the Rail coming on, which that is very exciting to me.
Yeah. So also make sure definitely check out the spot show this week, because like Dickie said at the top of the show, we have a really big announcement that we made on there.
Yeah. And here's the trick. We're not going to tell you when the announcement comes in the episode so that you're going to have to listen to the entire episode and know when it pops up.
Yes. It's always important to make sure that they know you got to listen to the whole thing, because
you never know when something's going to drop.
That's why you don't drop the big news at the very beginning, because then they say, oh, that's it. So they can cut out.
You got to keep everybody in suspense.
Yeah. But you never want to duck out on spot show anyway, because it's always fun. And
you never know whenever I'm going to, because there's a golden rule that if Dickie Wabash is in front of a microphone for longer than an hour and a half, he goes absolutely crazy. And I start to lose my mind. And Reb and Menders found that out the hard way last night.
You were on 3 hours when we got you?
Whenever you guys I hit the hour and a half threshold with you guys, and then I jumped on JTR. I had just had enough time to calm down a little bit, and then we just got rolling, and it was just a blur. Like, I don't even remember half the shit I was saying, but a lot of Paul Heyman voices.
A lot of Paul Heyman, a lot of ECW talk.
It's always ECW.
It's always ECW. Or WCW or TNA. We talked a lot of TNA last night too.
We did. Yeah. Which, speaking of which, they just dropped a Trick Williams card, collector's card on Topps.
Yeah.
With him with the TNA title, and I may pull the trigger on it and buy a couple of them.
Yeah, because you're a big card guy, Dickie.
I am. I'm going to show that if anyone has seen this yet. That's what the card looks like. Pretty solid card.
See that there, yeah.
Yeah, and then they have a variant that you have a chance of getting that is really solid. That's a really cool looking card right there.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and I'm a huge collector, so that, I see that and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna pull the trigger on that.
Yeah. But you don't have this one though.
No, I do not.
The Greg Valentine Let Go of My Toe card from 1985.
I've got a graded Sandman card, courtesy of Jason V.
Well, that's all you need, because
he's the greatest wrestler of all time.
You kind of like that Sandman.
A little bit.
When you and Madrox hijacked JTR, you did it on Hall of Fame week, and I don't even think I had to ask you who you guys were putting in.
He knew right away who we were going to put in. It had to be Sandman, brother. Had to be Sandman. I've got my hack figure right here. I've got my signed 8x10. I've got my graded card. I got a hack figure over there. Yeah, man. I'm a huge Sandman mark.
Do you have a chastity figure to go with it?
I do not. No, I don't. Did they make one?
I don't think they did.
If they did, I'm about that, brother. I'm about that life.
I think they'd have a better shot of finding an ECW figure of her than WCW.
Maybe. That's my goal, is that because, so let's bring it back to this is Independent Wrestling Shootout. Let's talk about independent wrestling. I'm very influenced by what Matt Cardona is doing with how he's a collector, and he brings that aspect into what he's doing. Yeah. And that stuff that we've talked about is we want to bring that collectible aspect to the fans of independent wrestling. I'm not really breaking any news or anything, right? It's just we've looked into what if we did trading cards? What if we did limited prints? What if we did magazines? What if we did limited edition shirts? What if we just, because I gotta have that fix. I'm a collector, and I know that a lot of guys around wrestling, whether they be workers or fans, we all got that itch that we need to scratch, and it's collecting.
Yeah.
Oh, wrestling is one of the biggest businesses for collecting, period.
No, how could it not be?
You take a wrestling fan, that's probably 3 or 4 different types of nerdism in that person. I mean, I know for me, I'm not just a wrestling nerd, or a video game nerd or whatever. So, I mean,
yeah.
One branch of collecting always leads to so many others, it seems like.
It always does. Always does.
Well, yeah, that's why I got into belt collecting. Just same deal. I've always been a belt mark, so when I get a chance, I snap them up. But then it's like Jeremy was saying, like between that, then I collect records, I collect T-shirts, all kinds of things like that. So it's easy to, once you get started on one thing, it's easy to fall into another one.
Especially when you have an addictive personality like me.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? I promised I wasn't gonna keep too long because I know Dickie, I know you've been busy this week.
I've been very busy. I have a busy June coming up. It's going to be pretty busy. Busy.
So I think we're going to call this an episode. We're coming in right under an hour, which is kind of a record for us. Like if you go back to the shootout we did before WrestleMania weekend, we went probably 2.5, 3 hours just listing all the indie shows that were happening in Las Vegas that weekend. That took almost the entire, twice as long as normal.
Oh, I mean, there was probably 500 times more shows than normal to even talk about with that. I mean, this is a pretty typical wrestling weekend. I mean, there's only really 3 shows to talk about. And,
maybe my mistake was going through all the matches on all the shows too. Maybe I should have just listed like a few of the notable people that were going to be on the show instead of going through all the matches. But
probably.
I think
that was probably pretty solid. Once you get to like your 5th Joey Janela match, you're like, should have just said he's appearing.
Yeah, they had about 6 micro championship wrestling shows that weekend, and by the 3rd one was like, okay, they're running another show, all the same names, and just made it easy. Well, I hope you guys have a marvelous show on Saturday. It is the Blue Album from Mad Bash Wrestling and Proving Ground from New Version Wrestling at the Wiener Works in Danville.
Yes.
What time are doors on that show?
6 Central Standard Time.
Central time.
Yeah. And you have just a few days left to get your pre-sales. Pre-sale $8. All the information for that can be found on either New Version's page or Mad Bash Studios. Mm-hmm. And then for anyone who is on the Patreon, if you show us your Patreon subscription at the door, you're going to get $2 off your ticket at the door. And that would be $10. So you get $10 ticket. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we've got the All Vermillion Wrestling Show on Sunday at the Skateland in Danville. I believe doors are at 4 on that one. I'd have to double check, but we got 7 matches for that one. I'm looking forward to it. And and then Minders will be back next Wednesday, and she'll probably get on me about how I screwed everything up today. Just it's a lot quieter without Minders here.
That kind of sounds like an insult a little bit, to be honest with you.
More of an observation.
You should definitely hear about that next Wednesday.
Yeah, you're going to hear about that one, brother. You're going to hear about that one.
I've got eyes on my Facebook Messenger at any moment, or even in the comments. She might throw something in there. But she kind of helps move things along on the shootout here. But let's go ahead and go through our where we can find you guys on social media. Dickie, you already mentioned Patreon for Mad Bash. But, where else can they find you?
Your one-stop shop for everything Mad Bash is just madbashstudios.com. You'll find links to everything that we have on there. And then me personally, I don't really give out my personal Facebook, but you can go to Instagram at DWobs Card Shop. I post a lot on there. That's really the only place to find me. I don't have X or anything else. I'm mostly just on IG.
All right. Jeremy, how can people find you on the socials?
Find me on Instagram at Jeremy Hamilton 713 or just on Facebook under my name.
All right. Well, guys, I really appreciate you coming to help me out in Minders' absence.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Last year, she stuck me with CMC, and if Rob Leach wasn't here, it would have been miserable. So I'm glad I kind of got a say in who got to come on this time.
Hey, you're lucky. I'm going to say this, though. You're lucky that Jeremy and I seem to be a little bit tame right now because, boy, Jeremy and I, when we get rolling, brother.
Save it for Tate's show.
So it's kind of after work, so I'm a little mellow right now. I apologize for that.
That's all right. I literally will go from a nap about an hour before we went live. So
that's the life, brother. That's the life.
It's living the dream. But anyway, thanks everybody for joining us this week. Until next time, for Jeremy Hamilton and for Dickie Wabash, this is Reb reminding you all life is hard, work stiff. We'll see you guys next time.